That
and
has
they
getting on my last
they are
nerves. Like
going
that's
to
one
they
thing.
are going to keep asking us in the chat about it. What do we think? And I'm gonna tell them the same thing. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
And mind you, Khaled was screaming in half the collab.
That's why I don't care for him. I don't care. There's a reason I got those two Khaled albums in the hall because DJ Nelson threw it in there, but I haven't opened them. I'm not a huge fan of Khaled. I don't think he's a real DJ. All he do is scream on the record. What has he done? Is he a real producer? What has he produced?
He's
That's great. You
he.
screaming
I
on the
mean,
record
back
and
in
you
the
you
day,
can uh,
he was like a promoter. He was just a promoter.
right, and he's like the rap Don King. You're just screaming over records and promoting your that particular song, and you're able to get all the big name artists to collab with each other. Funkmaster Flex has been doing that since the '90s. DJ Clue been doing that since the '90s.
Marley
K
Marl
Slay
did
has
that
been
with the
doing that since the
Symphony.
'90s, and they made better albums than him. So again, I don't see what is. I
Now
think he's
Cuban got
overrated.
better.
Yeah, I think he's overrated. I think if there's one artist that people talk about is overrated in hip hop, it is DJ Khaled. He is overrated. He is not a
Okay,
real DJ. I've never seen him spin on no turntables. Just because you got turntables in your house don't mean that you a DJ.
just because you call yourself a DJ don't mean you a DJ.
Exactly. Exactly.
But let's save this. 'Cause I don't want to spend too much
Yes.
time on this. I know how StreamYard it is.
Yeah.
But what's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely day? It's your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me.
Salute.
Continuing on with the Unsungs. Yeah, I know we're 1 week late. I'm gonna try to record this Bobby V episode tonight, but better late than never because ain't nobody talking about it. Um, we're gonna talk about the Unsung episode about Syleena Johnson. Now, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I don't know squat diddly about Syleena Johnson besides a Kanye West song. But a lot of the songs I heard, I did not know that she did. So
Right.
this was again a pretty. It wasn't a lot of drama, but there's some things I have to say. Some things I have
Right.
to talk about. So Syleena Johnson is known as like the queen of Chi-Town music, and yeah, Chi-Town, Chicago, and shit like that. For all my suburbans, if y'all don't know what Chi-Town means.
Right.
She is the daughter of Seal Johnson and Brenda Thomas. Seal Johnson, you guys should know that name, especially for hip hop. He is a soul singer where everybody sampled his music. He actually made some headlines a couple of years ago when
Mm.
he actually sued a lot of rappers. He actually sued, and mind you, years
Right.
after they used his shit because of sample clearances. So
Mm.
I was like, I know that's not the same Seal Johnson, and I was like, oh wow. So that I didn't know that they were related, and he didn't want her to do music and shit like that. Um, but then once she was singing and everything, that's when they did an album with together. I think they did like one album in the late '90s, and then she did like another little indie album,
Mm.
and then she signed to Jive Records, the same label with R.Kelly. Who I'm gonna be real, he was like the king of Jive at that point. Him and KRS-One kept Jive Records alive before
Yes.
they went boy band crazy.
Right.
I'm gonna be real. That's a little Black History fact for y'all, just to let y'all know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she did like about a lot. She had like a very consistent career. Certain songs I never knew she did, like that one track. That Guess what? I never knew she did that one. Of course, she was working with R. Kelly a lot, and she went through just like what we talked about with what was the other R&B? Leela James.
Yeah.
You know, the music industry not really giving a squat shit about fucking R&B. And
Mm-hmm.
once they dropped the Hypnotic song with R. Kelly and Fabulous on it, that album pretty much flopped. And of course they let her off the label and shit like that. And like I said, I might have to do a video one day about the late '90s hip hop and R&B relationship. I might have to do a video about that one day. But anyway,
Right.
it's just the fact that and she had like a lot of relationships. She dated like she made like a lot of basketball players, man. Like,
I see that it's a pattern.
yeah, I'm looking at myself like, wasn't one basketball player enough? Like, come on, girl.
Right? They don't learn.
I was like, yeah, man. Wasn't one basket like I don't understand how like I don't be real how y'all females get so sworn in by these athletes and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cool Keith, he did a song called Biscuit and Eggs
Mm-hmm.
and shit like that. One of my favorite Ultra Magnetic MC song where you was talking about how females like these famous celebrities like swoon them and shit like that.
Right.
And all he wants to do is cook them biscuits and eggs and marry them and shit like that.
Dumb,
Shit.
dumb.
I mean, it's just like they and then they expect too fuck. I mean, we don't know exactly what went on in their relationship. I don't want to like put
Right.
all my hate on Syleena because I don't want cancel culture getting on my ass and shit. But fuck it. I'm just saying, if one basketball player is not as bad, then why get another basketball player and shit?
Exactly.
But all in all, this she had a pretty happy. This was a pretty like standard episode. It wasn't like a dramatic episode, like no huge tragedy and shit like that. Because she's
Right.
still doing her thing. She's still doing her thing. You know, she definitely collaborated with a good amount of R&B and hip hop acts. Like, of course, I mentioned Kanye West. I never knew she did a song with Karis One, Twist, and Crucial Conflict called Self Destruction and shit. So yeah, man. What did you think about the episode?
It was good. I didn't know a lot about her backstory. I remember when she came out with "I Am Your Woman," cause I remember getting that CD single. I think I was promoting. I think I was promoting that single actually back for the label, and they sent me that in the mail. And I didn't know who she was at that point. And then I saw like R. Kelly had did the remix, and um it just showed that Jive Records was basically R. Kelly's label. Like he could have do anything that he wanted at that point, and they wasn't gonna say no to him. And I think she didn't really she like it was good at first, but she wanted to like work with other artists and show what she can do, and not have people or the fans being confused by, is that R. Kelly's artist, or is he just working with her, or is it something more? Because you never know with him and his artists. And um that was a big song, and I heard her um on College Dropout, but I had the bootleg for College Dropout, and it had the Lauryn Hill version first. That was on the leaked version, and for some reason, I always wondered like how, like after so many years, like why Lauren wasn't cleared for that song, and they end up putting Syleena. But Syleena Johnson to me sounded like Lauren even on the chorus, But Kanye, when Kanye brought her on tour and took her all around the world, and he really, when you look at it, he really like picked up where R. Kelly left off. Like he's like the news son of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? After Kel stopped selling after a while, and his whole ordeal, and Kanye looked out for her. And um, I remember the what's the song that she did, Quick? It was this Quick something.
So what?
The song that they talked about, like that she released later on, a couple years later.
Hold on. 'Cause I didn't really write a lot of notes down. You said quick.
Is it Quick, or am I saying it wrong? This, yeah, you mentioned the single before.
Oh, you mean guess what?
Go, guess what? Yeah,
Oh,
guess what? I remember
yeah.
seeing that video a lot on BT. That was like a huge song, and that was good. And she's one of those neo soul singers that went under the radar. Like she wasn't on the level of Erica Badu, or or Alicia Keys, and or Jill Scott. Like she went under the radar, and there's a lot of them that went under the radar. Like, especially like I watched the R&B Divas show, like the first couple of seasons, like I want to say the first 2 seasons, and after a while it got stupid, and they started like putting them against each other, and it was like Kelly Price was on that show, and it was like almost like she was like the troublemaker on the show, and I'm like, Kelly Price, that's not really Kelly Price. and they had Monifa on that show and Kiki
Yeah, let's
Wyatt
put
was
black
on it.
women against each other for entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's I'm like and they I know they probably not even like that and they just told them to do that just for drama and to make the show interesting and that's why I don't like those reality shows. I can't
Yeah,
watch them
man.
shows no more.
Like, yeah, motherfuckers watching this shit like soap operas and shit. Like, get the fuck out
Right.
my face.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what is Kelly Price gonna do this week? I'm like, y'all don't know Kelly Price for none of her songs. Y'all just waiting for her to start
Right.
drama at the dinner table.
Y'all
Like,
don't
this
really
shit is
listen to
stupid.
R&B music, but y'all want to watch R&B divas.
Exactly. Exactly. Can you name a Kelly Price song? They none
Can
of
you
them
name
can.
a Monifa song?
Right. Or Monifa song. You know what I'm saying? Or Kiki Wyatt song. They can't. But they was just waiting for drama every week.
I don't even think
Shanti
Monifa
Moore
can
was on
name a
that
Monifa
show
song.
and Little Mo, Michelle. I'm like, I didn't like
Oh
that show because
God,
I'm
not
like,
Lil Mo.
it just put them up against each other. I'm like, these women should be celebrating their artistry, not being on there acting like they on Love and Hip Hop or Love and Basketball or one of them Ratchet Monday shows on VH1. I just didn't care for it. So, but I remember when she was on there and she talked about like how she didn't, she didn't like the vibes on that show and her you know, just she had her ups and downs in the industry and still maintain being in the industry and I've seen it like in some like movies as well. She's done some acting and she's getting in shape and I think she was always like a beautiful woman and Jive was like shame on Jive for even trying to change her appearance and how she looked. Like they don't celebrate enough of our ethnic women that's shapely. They want to. Oh, everybody can look like Beyonce. Everybody can look like J Lo, and I think that's like the downfall of like a lot of those other female artists like Joe Scott when she came in as a BBW and people had her stupidness to say about that, but they're not focused on her voice. They only looking at her appearance, and it's a shame that a lot of them, you know. Are not recognized for their artistry because it's always about looks and image in the industry, and I think that's just sad. And Syleena is a great artist, and they talked about like, her son, her I think her second son have autism. And he talked about that and her dealing with that and her relationship troubles and how she put that into her music and a lot of the that's what R&B is about, like relationship troubles and marriage and love and breakups and I think she's definitely underrated artist, and her upbringing. I didn't even know her dad was an artist. Like, and they mentioned Wu Tang. I'm like, so none of these artists that been sampling this stuff for years, they have not paid him like that. He need to be in court for that.
I think they did. Some of them did clear them,
Hmm.
but at the same time, motherfucker will want more money. Because sometimes one thing about people with sample clearances,
Right,
sometimes there'll be some petty motherfuckers that, yeah, they clear the sample, but once that song becomes a bigger hit than usual,
right.
that's when some of them wants to renegotiate and shit
Yeah,
like
they
that.
they got to pay that man his money, man. Like, he has every right to. If you say like this is why they passed the law. Like Bismarck, he got in trouble for sampling. Puffy got in trouble for sampling the how he plays and not paying them. Like, you got to pay these artists when you sample their stuff, and he deserve every penny he get.
Right, and it's crazy because I feel like with certain indie artists, like they can get away with it more easily. But if you like in more of like a major label, that's when oh yeah, they're gonna be gunning
Right,
for your ass and shit.
right, and
Because like
it's mhm,
because even with me, sometimes if I use a sample, sometimes I might just use like 5 or 6 seconds of it and shit. Like I might just throw it on there and shit. You know what I'm
right,
saying? I admit that, but still. But the thing I like about sampling compared to like motherfuckers making beats from scratch these days,
mhm,
when motherfuckers make beats from scratch these days, everything just sounds the same.
right,
I'm gonna be quite honest. Like every drum break sounds the same.
mhm,
Every you know where the effect is gonna go. You know where the bridge. Like you just know everything. Like but with people who sample sometimes,
right,
like for example, let's take a song like the De La Soul Oodles of O's for instance and
yeah,
stuff like that.
mhm,
It used like the Tom Waits sample, and they're just doing some like different stuff. Hell, the Beastie Boys, Paul Boutique.
Right.
how they went unorthodox with the samples and shit like
Mm.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know how people, some motherfuckers who make music from scratch, they sometimes go unconventional too, but
Right.
they have to like really, really, really be artistic to do that shit. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
But yeah,
I thought it was I thought it was a good show, and just delving into like her personal life and how she grew up, and having that her father's resistance, and instilled in her blood, and being able to sing, and turning that into like a career. I mean, it was great. That was a great episode. And she's like I said, like just like Lila James, she's like another one of like our neo soul singers that are underrated, and they need to be saluted. So I thought it was good.
this was a pretty good episode.
Yeah,
I there's actually three more episodes left. Like I said,
it's a
I'm gonna
short
record it.
season.
Yeah, man, the unsung seasons have been more shorter lately. I hate that, man.
Man,
Because I know they used to like have like one season. They used to have to throw in some episode later on in the year and shit
right.
like that. Because this has been kind of like a, besides the Morris Day,
Hmm.
Leela James.
Yeah,
This season's been kind of
yeah.
boring a little bit, man. Oh, the Mystical one was pretty good too.
Mr. Gowan's good. Yeah, I enjoyed that
Yeah,
one.
I just want to see the Jones Girl. That's the one I really want to talk about. I
Hmm.
could care less for the next two. If I had like a perfect world, I would just have a fucking time machine and
Oh
shit
Lord.
like that. You know how fucking Zach
Hmm.
Morris from Saved by the Bell, he does that whole fucking timeout or the snap the finger and shit. Like
Right,
if I was a perfect world, I would just do like that and just
right.
hurry up and do the Jones Girls because
Hmm.
I can't wait for that one just like fucking crack right now.
Right.
Like I don't. This Bobby Valentine, he better have a drama. He better have a
Oh
sad
Lord.
story.
And I never
Not,
listened to none of his albums, so I don't. I mean, I only know that one slow down song, so I don't know what to say about him.
I only know him for that Mrs. Officer song, Lil Wayne. That wee
Right,
wee
right.
wee
Oh
wee
Lord,
wee.
I forgot he was on there.
But yeah, let me
Oh man.
start this live video because I might just drop this shit tonight. But
Right.
thank y'all so much. I'm gonna send you an invite in a minute.
All right. Cool.
Peace.
Peace.
Wee, wee, wee.